Well, as we've talked about, there's never been a better time to be in advertising. And I felt that this was never going to be a better time to also be at Microsoft, given where they sit at the center of generative AI, where they sit with amassing and assembling so many incredible assets, from developing search through Bing, from thinking about all they can do across display and native and the Edge browser, having an operating system, a DSP and SSP, a data marketplace, CTV networks, partnerships across the whole ecosystem. But with the opportunity to really bring that all together and connect it in a more powerful way that helps marketers reach the right audiences with all the signals and the right first-party data. And I'd say particularly to this notion of trust, which has always been such a big part of Microsoft's reputation and their brand and their ability to really partner in a deeper way.
Amanda, Chris, you come from the buy side, an illustrious career, influential career. What do you think the expectations are on the brand side and of advertisers in Microsoft, and more broadly, their expectations about results, investment? I mean, that's a big question, but how do you sort of see that changing?
You know, the focus and relentless focus on earnings and results and on making sure driving ROI continues. And that's not a new thing, it just has amped up over time to the point where sometimes it feels like it overcomes the power of branding as well. And I think there's this opportunity now in the universe to really connect that story. Sometimes it's talked about as brandformance, but I think it's really moving all the way through this kind of compressed consumer journey and making sure that we're connecting with the right audiences at the right time in messages that have a short-term impact and payoff, but also a longer-term building of the brand and building of our clients' business.
Amanda, this is pretty amazing to have our industry together here in Miami. Some impressions or thoughts you have of seeing people, seeing the conference?
That nothing replaces human contact of being together as an industry and not being on a virtual screen to talk about these topics, but to have the side conversations, to have amazing speakers on stage, and everyone really wrapping their heads around the change that is coming and already in place with AI. And that's a transformative shift in our business. And I think there's just a lot of interesting discussions now around how can we all work together and lift up the industry, and a lot of positive industry and focus on how do we make the right changes and right decisions to move the business forward. And I love Greg Stewart's kickoff too, which was basically this notion of are we too busy to be better? We shouldn't be. We need to take times and moments like this to connect with people and get better together. And I feel like there's a great role that Microsoft can play in that.